Novak Djokovic has to possibly play two of the best players in the sport currently if he has to get his hands on a 25th Grand Slam title, which will put him into eternity. The US Open 2025 semifinal awaits Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz to give their all for a place in the title clash. Novak Djokovic is on a hunt for a record-breaking 25th Grand Slam title as the Serb legend is all set to test his limits against a revenge-seeking Carlos Alcaraz, who is now at the top of the tennis world alongside Jannik Sinner. This is the spot where the Big Three used to be for more than a decade in a golden period for the sport. Djokovic, though, is still not out of it, but things have changed a bit now. A few years ago, Djokovic was the man to be hunted down at the majors. Now, as he turns closer to 40, he is not the man to be hunted down but is a hunter who is going after the likes of Alcaraz and Sinner. The Serb is still having it in him to beat the two modern emerging stars, but it will need him to put his absolute everything over the next few days if he has to get his hands on the 25th title, an uncharted territory for anyone in the sport. Djokovic's 24 majors are already the most for a men's player in the history of the sport and more than what his contemporaries Roger Federer 20 majors and Rafael Nadal 22 majors achieved. No men or women other than Djokovic have won 24 majors in the Open era. However, the legendary Margaret Court has 24 Grand Slams combined in the amateur era and Open era. While Djokovic has ticked all the boxes in his career, a 25th Grand Slam will pit him in uncharted territory. However, Djokovic will have his litmus tests upon him as he has to beat potentially the two best players in the sport currently to win that title. His first one is against Alcaraz, whom he leads 53 in head-to-head clashes. Two rivals of intergenerational that defy logic. 16 years is the age gap between the 38-year-old Djokovic and the 22-year-old Alcaraz. Alcaraz was less than 2 years old when Djokovic made his Grand Slam debut at the Australian Open in 2005. The Spaniard was not even 6 when the Serb won his first major at Melbourne in 2008. Even the Lewis Hamilton-Max Verstappen rivalry's gap was 15 years in Formula One. Careers don't run this long as the age gaps between these two are. While he will meet Alcaraz in the semifinal, he is likely to face Sinner in the final. The Italian meets Canada's Felix Auger-Aliassime in his last four. Two litmus tests, two biggest opponents for him currently, and he will have to go through them to be the winner in New York, the place where he won his last Grand Slam 2 years ago. Since then, Alcaraz and Sinner have shared all 7 Grand Slams. Many expect Sinner and Alcaraz to cross paths for the 3rd straight time at Grand Slams, but Djokovic looks to spoil their hopes. Everybody is probably expecting and anticipating the final between the two of them, Djokovic said. I'm going to try to, mess up the plans of most of the people. Djokovic knows he can do it too. He has the upper hand of 53 over Alcaraz. He has beaten him in the previous 2 meetings at the Australian Open quarter-final and the Olympics gold medal clash. Djokovic is undefeated against the Spaniard on hard courts with 3 wins out of 3 clashes. But Alcaraz wants revenge, having lost to him at Melbourne in their latest meeting. Novak. We all know Novak's game. It doesn't matter that he has been out of the tour since Wimbledon. He's playing great matches here. I know he's hungry. I know his ambition for more, so let's see, said Alcaraz. I know I played a lot of times against him. I really want revenge. That's obvious. It seems that this clash has much more emotion to it. Djokovic has two biggest tests upon him. Alcaraz has revenge on his mind. Djokovic vs Alcaraz US Open semifinal. It can't G.